So, good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. And yesterday, if you remember, we have started with our very new chapter that is called Prospectus. And if I'm not wrong, in the Prospectus, what are the topics we are done with? In the Prospectus, we have learned what is the meaning of prospectus and what is the meaning of private placement. Is it correct, everyone? And along with that, we also understood that if you are a private company and if you are a public company, what are the major difference between public and private company? By what four means the public company can raise the capital, everyone? Public company can raise the capital via public offer, via private placement, via right shares and bonus shares. But if you are a private company, you are not allowed to have any public offer. You can only raise it via private placement, or you can raise it via right shares, or you can raise it via bonus shares. Am I clear, everyone? After that, we understood the definition of public offer. When we talk about the public offer stands for three things. One is known as IPO, one is called as FPO, and one is called as OFS. Initial public offer, further public offer, and offer for sale. Right? Next, we also understood what is the meaning of the security. In the meaning of security, section number 2, subsection H of SCRA Act, I told you that there are 9 things which are included in the definition, and there is one thing which is excluded. What are the 9 things which are included? That is shares, stock, scrips, debenture stock, marketable securities and bonds, derivatives, units issued by CS, units issued by mutual fund institution, any bond or certificate issued by the body corporate, central government authorities, any authority which is prescribed by the central government as an authority, any rights or interest in the authority, and security receipt issued under SARFAESI Act. Umel, do you know the meaning of SARFAESI Act? I hope now. Right? SARFAESI Act. Yeah. Securitization and reconstruction of financial assets and enforcement of financial interest. Then finally, we started with our chapter that is called Prospectus. And in the Prospectus, what did we learn, everyone? In the Prospectus, we learned that Prospectus is an invitation to whom? Public. So it means when we make a invitation to the limited group of people, that is called Prospectus or private placement, everyone. When we make an invitation to the limited group of people, what does that call? That is called private placement. And when we make it to the public, that is called what? Prospectus. Next point, what we understood? For purchase or subscription of the securities by the whom? Body corporate. And prospectus ka invitation is always and always required to be in writing. That is via notices, via circulars, and via advertisement. And prospectus includes two types of prospectus, all of you. What are the two types of prospectus it includes? It includes shelf prospectus and red herring prospectus, which is our point of concern of today. It includes the consents of all the concerned persons. Now tell me how the prospectus should have the contents. He should have the contents as per section number what? 26. The prospectus is broadly classified into how many parts? Yesterday I told you. Part A, Part B, Part C, and Part D. That is called general information, financial information, clarifications, and other disclosures. Next point. It is required to be registered with the ROC, having a validity of how many days? 90 days. Next one. Now, I hope you all understood this question also. What are the situations under which prospectus is not required to be issued? Prospectus is not required to be issued when we are going via private placement, underwriting agreement, sweat equity shares, bonus shares, right shares, and ESOPs, and when already such shares and debentures are already quoted in the recognized stock exchange. Then, under what circumstances ROC may cancel your prospectus? So, ROC has so many reasons to cancel your prospectus. If your prospectus is not properly dated, if your prospectus does not contain all the consents properly, if your contents of the prospectus are not as per section number 26, if expert advice was or expert consent or statement was issued in the prospectus without his permission, or if the expert later on found out to be a which party? A related party. I hope all of you remember these points which you have discussed yesterday. Yes, everyone? Correct? Now, next one. Dematerialization. I hope all of you understood about the dematerialization. What do you mean by dematerialization, everyone? There is one issuer and there is one investor. This investor wants to buy the shares of what? Issuer. But in between, how many parties are involved, everyone? Between the issuer and investor, how many parties are involved? Quickly. Two parties. What are the name of the two parties, Umel? One is known as DP, depository participant, and one is known as what? Depository. So investors open a demat account with the DP, DP opens the demat account with the depository, depository informs to the Reliance. Reliance gives the physical shares to the depository. So who converts the physical shares into electronic units? Depository. Depository then credits the units into the DP's account. DP credits the units into the account of what? Investor. Next, we understood dematerialization is mandatory for those companies which are making the which offer? Public offer. Are you getting the point? And those companies which are not making the public offer of the securities, for them it is optional. They can keep their securities in demat form as well as a physical form. But if you're a promoter of the public company having the convertible securities, before making the public offer by your public company, you have to make sure that your securities must be first converted into demat form. And all of you will agree with me about the rule number 9A, everyone. Do you remember yesterday? The last topic what you did was rule number 9A. What is rule number 9A? Umyal, it is applicable on which company? It is applicable on unlisted public company. Yeah. So what does that rule? If you are a rule number 1, if you are an unlisted public company, if you are making a public offer, you always have to make the offer in the demat form, or you should have the facility of converting your existing shares into what? Demat form. But if you are a Nidhi UPC, if you are a government UPC, or if you're a wholly owned subsidiary UPC, these rules are not applicable to you. Second point, before making any public offer, buyback offer, bonus offer, right offer, make sure that as a UPC, your promoters, directors, KMPs holding first must be converted into demat form. Point number 3, may we understood if you are a seller of UPC shares or if you are a buyer of UPC shares, you have to make sure that your existing security first must be converted into demat form. Then we also understood in the registration part, what we understood every UPC has to register itself with the depository, STA and RTA, and they have to obtain ISIN. I want to hear everyone. What is ISIN? Write in the comment box. What is ISIN? Write in the comment box. Quickly. Every UPC company has to obtain ISIN from the depository. What do you mean by ISIN? Quickly. Waiting for your reply. Write in the comment box. Waiting. What do you understand by ISIN? Anybody would like to tell orally as well? Yes, very nice, Harshini. ISIN stands for International Security Identification Number. So, Harshini, please tell us all, Vikram, please tell us all, do we need that one ISIN for all securities or separate ISIN for all the separate securities? Yes, separate we required. And Umul, please tell me, do we have to pay the admission fees and annual fees to the depository to get the ISIN? Yes, and we also have to pay the security deposit, which should not be more than 2 times of your annual fees. And in case you are pending, if in case you are pending with the money, are you allowed to issue or you are not allowed to issue? You are not allowed to go issue for the securities. And most important point, what we understood, in case there's a difference between the securities given by you and the securities returned by the depository, if there is any difference between the two, are you going to bring it to the notice of the depository immediately? Yes. And most importantly, every half yearly, within 60 days from the end of the every half year, we have to file PA6 with whom? ROC. Yes, 2 times in a year. And last but not the least, if you have any complaint against the depository, you will make the complaint to IEPFA. What is IEPFA? Investors Education Protection Fund, and Investors Education Protection Fund Authority will start taking the action against the depository in consultation with SEBI. I hope all of you understood the revision which we had done yesterday. Shall we proceed with the next topic today? Yes, everyone? Yes. Okay. Now, the next important thing which we have to start today is known as, what is the topic we have to understand is known as types of prospectus, everyone. What we have to understand today? Types of prospectus. Now, listen to this very carefully. There are actually 2 types of prospectus which are given in the definition. I hope you remember the name. What are the 2 types of prospectus which are given in the definition? Shelf prospectus and red herring prospectus. But actually, there are 4 different types of prospectus, everyone. What are the 4 different types of prospectus? The 4 different types of prospectus, the name of the first one is known as deemed prospectus. Second one is known as abridged prospectus. third one is known as shelf prospectus, and last one is known as red herring prospectus. Did you all understand? So in total, we are going to understand today four different types of prospectus. What are those? Deemed, abridged, shelf, and red herring. Now, everyone, please quickly understand what do you mean by deemed prospectus. Now, when we talk about the deemed prospectus, just listen to this point very, very carefully. What do you understand by deemed prospectus? First of all, understand the example. After that, I will slowly take you into the deep dive into the concept. Now, suppose there is one ABC Limited company, everyone. What is the name of the company? ABC Limited company, and it is not so popular company. It is not so popular company. It means whether it will be easy for this company. Acha, tell me one thing. Whenever you issue the share securities, everyone, as a company, do you have to satisfy one criteria of 90% of the minimum subscription? Tell me. Whether yes, very nice, Umail, very nice, Arunachalam. So 90% minimum share capital must be subscribed. So my question to all of you is very simple. ABC Limited is not so popular company. So what the ABC Limited will do? ABC Limited will hire one underwriter. ABC Limited will hire one whom? Underwriter. And underwriter ka other name kya hai? Share broker. What is another name we can call it as? Share broker. And what is the third name we call it as? Issue house. So these are the various names of the underwriters. Now, ABC Limited will do what? ABC Limited will hire the underwriter. Now, sir, what will happen? Now, listen to this point very carefully. When the ABC Limited hire an underwriter, ABC Limited will issue all its share capital to issue house. ABC Limited will issue all its share capital to issue house. Means ABC Limited will not come in contact with the public. Now, all the share capital of the ABC Limited is issued to whom? Underwriter. It is issued to whom? Underwriter. Now, what the ABC Limited second thing it will do? It will declare that issue house is the deemed director of the ABC Limited. Issue house is which director of the ABC Limited? Deemed director of the ABC Limited. Okay, sir. We all understood. Now, what the issue house will do? Everyone, please read what the issue house will do. Issue house within 6 months, the moment the company has issued all its share capital to issue house within 6 months, remember this point is very crucial, within 6 months must make offer of these securities, to whom? To the public. Must make the offer of these securities to whom? To the public. Now, please tell me, is the public dealing with the company or is the public dealing with the issue house? Issue house. So, for the public, who will issue the prospectus? Issue house will issue the prospectus here. Issue house will issue the prospectus here to the company. Now, tell me, from the company's point of view, Umail, please tell me, is it going to be called as a prospectus or is it going to be called as a deemed prospectus then? Deemed prospectus. So actually, who is issuing the prospectus, everyone? Actually, underwriter is issuing the prospectus to the public. From the company's point of view, it will be treated as deemed prospectus. And Umair, please tell me, what is the maximum time period available with the underwriter to make the offer of securities to the public? 6 months. What is the time period? 6 months. Within 6 months, it has to make an offer. Now, sir, what is the next thing will happen? Now tell me, Umel, who will pay the money to whom? Public will pay the money to the company or public will pay the money to the consideration to the issue house? Yes, public shall pay consideration to whom? to issue house. Now tell me, total and total money is received by the company or total money is received by the issue house?
Issue house.
Yes. So issue house, what it will do, everyone? What the issue house will do? Issue house will send net consideration. Which consideration? Net consideration to the company. Net consideration to the company. What do you mean by net consideration here? Whether issue house helped the company in raising the share capital or not. Yes. So what the issue house deserves? What does the issue house deserves?
Commission.
Underwriting commission. So say for example, 100 crore rupees and 10% commission. It means 10 crore rupees it will deduct and remaining 90 crore rupees it will send it to whom? Company. This is called deemed prospectus. What is this called? Deemed prospectus. Did you all understand the concept of deemed prospectus, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? So in this case, what the company does, company never comes in contact directly with the public. In who comes in direct contact with the public? The underwriter comes in direct contact with the public. Company has already issued its shares to whom? Underwriter. Underwriter within 6 months will offer those shares to whom? So tell me, Umyal, in the company's register of members, who is the owner of the shares? In the company's register of members, underwriter. Who is the biggest member of the company? Underwriter. Because under ABC Limited already allotted all its shares to the underwriters. Underwriters within 6 months allotted or offered these shares to whom? Public. Public paid the money to the underwriter. And remember one thing, the total money should come in the pocket of whom? Underwriter. Not even a single rupee should go to the company directly. Did you all understand the point? In this case, total money should be kept in the whose pocket, everyone? Underwriter's pocket. Not even a single rupee should be in the pocket of the company. All of you, please write CC if you all understood the concept of deemed prospectus. Then I'll make you write what is deemed prospectus. If you all understood the concept, please write CC in the comment box. Waiting. Yes, Vikram. Okay. Bal Murli. Everyone. Right. Okay, thank you. Chalo. So let us understand what do you mean by deemed prospectus. Now, point number 1, everyone. What do you mean by deemed prospectus? A deemed prospectus is the one by which the company gets raising of share capital from public, by which company gets raising of share capital from the public, but with the help of whom? With the help of whom?
Share broker.
Yes, with the help of issue house or share broker. With the help of issue house and share broker. Now, point number 2. Even though it is a deemed prospectus, but all the provisions of the prospectus will also be applicable to this one or not? Yes or no? Its content also should be as per section number anything else or section number 26? Tell me, even though it is a deemed prospectus, its consent should be as per which section? Section number 26. So what is written the next point? Even if it is a deemed prospectus, even if it is a deemed prospectus, but provisions of, now listen to this point, provisions of contents of the prospectus as per section number 26 and liabilities in case of misstatement. Liabilities in case of misstatement shall be equally applicable. Shall be equally applicable. So contents also should be as per the section number 26, and in case the prospectus contain the wrong information, then punishment also will be as per the normal prospectus. So just because it is a deemed prospectus, you cannot call it as a other prospectus. It is also like a prospectus. So all the provisions of the normal prospectus are equally applicable to the deemed prospectus. Point number 2, all of you understood? Yes or no? Please tell me, everyone, whether the point number 2 you all have understood. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Point number 3. In the point number 3, two conditions to be satisfied. Any of two conditions to be satisfied in case of deemed prospectus. What are the two conditions to be satisfied in case of deemed prospectus? Condition number 1. What is the condition number 1? First, company makes the offer to the public or company makes the allotment to the issue house?
Issue house.
Yes, company makes whole allotment of shares to whom? To issue house. And tell me within how many months? Within 6 months. Within 6 months, such allotted shares must be offered to public for consideration. Correct? Or what is the second condition, everyone? Please tell me. Total consideration will be received by the company or the full consideration will be received by the underwriter?
Received by underwriter.
Yes. Consideration supposed to be received by the company is not received by it. Consideration supposed to be received by the company is not received by it. It means in the bracket received by underwriters. Clear, everyone? Yes. Now, question arises. Point number 4, everyone. Very, very important point. Now listen to this point very, very carefully. Company, how the underwriters people will believe, how the people are going to believe the underwriters. Who are the underwriters right now in the eyes of the law? Tell me, everyone. Who are underwriters right now in the eyes of the law? Are underwriters here behaving as underwriters or they are behaving as deemed directors?
6 months.
Yeah, nahin. Are underwriters here behaving as underwriters or they are behaving as deemed directors? Company shall appoint. Company has appointed underwriters as a which directors in their books of accounts? As deemed directors. Now, otherwise,
director.
yes, deemed director. Otherwise, people will not believe ki whether company underwriter is representing the company only or not. So, company shall appoint underwriters as which directors? Deemed directors, right? Point number 5, everyone. If the issue house, now this is very important MCQ question. Listen to this point. If the issue house is a firm, means if the underwriter is a partnership firm or if the underwriter is a company. Now tell me, who is going to sign the prospectus now? Company or underwriters? Who is signing the
Deemed
prospectus?
director.
Underwriters.
Underwriters, yes, deemed directors. So if the issue house or underwriter is a firm, then ensure that half of the partners must sign. How many people should sign the prospectus, everyone? Half of the partners must sign. But if issue house is a company, then they are saying that at least 2 directors of issue house shall sign. Did you get the point? So tell me, what is the rule you understood? If your underwriter is a firm, then half of the underwriters partners must sign the document. And if your issue house is a company, then at least 2 directors. So this can be a very, very important MCQ question which may come in your examination. So make sure that it has to be underlined. So this is what the complete concept of the first prospectus, everyone. What is the first prospectus we are done with? Which one, everyone? Deemed prospectus. I hope all of you understood the concept of deemed prospectus. If there is any doubt, I will wait. You can ask me. I'll clarify your doubt. Tell me, everyone, if there is any doubt. Any doubt or no doubt, write in the comment box if there is no doubt. Perfect. Comment. Right. No doubt. Okay. Now, let us proceed with the next topic. Sir, what is the next topic? The next topic is known as second type of prospectus, that is called abridged prospectus. Which prospectus? Abridged prospectus. Now, anybody can tell me in the class कि prospectus is a small document or prospectus is a very big document? Please tell me.
Big document.
Very big document. Very, very big document. Now, let me just show you the actual prospectus. Now, are you all able to see this prospectus, everyone? I hope I shown you this earlier as well. Okay, tell me in this prospectus, if I'm not wrong, can you see, everyone, how many pages are there in this prospectus? 643 pages are there in the LIC prospectus. You can see that. How many pages? 643 pages are there. Now tell me one thing. Do you expect that everyone who is applying for the IPO or FPO will be reading all these pages? Tell me, frankly tell me.
643.
Do you think that everyone will be reading? Tell me, everyone.
No, sir.
No, it
No,
is
sir.
not at all possible. So, what the central government brought one idea. Government brought one idea. Let's bring out another prospectus in the market. Let's bring out the another prospectus in the market. Now, what is the name of the another prospectus? That is called abridged prospectus. So, what the central government brought? Rule number 1. Whenever an applicant applies for shares of company, whenever the applicant will apply for the shares of the company, now company must issue now not only one prospectus, now the companies are going to issue two prospectus. One is known as normal prospectus. One is normal prospectus, which is just now I made you see. It was a small document or huge document? Huge document. And the another one is known as abridged prospectus. Now, I hope now you might have understood what you mean by abridged prospectus. Abridged prospectus, what is abridged prospectus? It is a prospectus which contains all the material information of normal prospectus, all the material information of which prospectus? Normal prospectus, but in a which form? Tell me quickly. But in a summarized form, everyone. Which form? Summarized form. It means what we are going to do is this 643 pages of prospectus, we are going to divide this prospectus into another prospectus containing maximum 40 to 50 pages. It means 600 pages ka information, we are going to squeeze it, we are going to we are going to summarize it in how many pages, everyone? 30 to 40 pages. Now that 30 to 40 pages of prospectus is known as which prospectus, everyone? That is known as abridged prospectus. So you can say, can I say that abridged prospectus is also known as a summary prospectus? Yes or no? Yes. So all the provisions of the normal prospectus are there in the abridged prospectus also, but in a which way? Summarized way. Now, point number 3. Who allowed this? It is allowed under CG. It is allowed under CG, central government. It is allowed under CG, central government, and SEBI guidelines. It is allowed under CG and SEBI guidelines. And you all will be shocked to understand what is the next point I am going to tell. Point number 4. If any applicant does not receive which prospectus? Abridged prospectus. If any applicant does not receive abridged prospectus, then what is going to happen, everyone? Company shall be penalized. कंपनी का कितना पेनल्टी होगा? ₹50,000. बस only 50,000. No, 50,000 per copy undelivered. Per copy undelivered. Like that, if the 100 members, if the 100 applicants have made the complaint to the SEBI कि LIC did not issue us the abridged prospectus, now tell me how much will be the penalty on the LIC if the 100 complaints LIC will receive. Out of crores and crores of people, 100 people made the application to LIC. Sir, LIC did not give us the abridged prospectus. Can anybody tell me how much will be the penalty? 50,000 into 100. It is going to be 50 lakh rupees of penalty if you fail to provide the which prospectus, everyone? Abridged prospectus. I hope all of you are understanding what I'm saying. Yes or no? Did you all understand? So, what is the penalty on the company, everyone? 50,000 rupees per copy undelivered. You dare not to give the abridged prospectus. This is a 50,000 rupees of penalty on the company. Now, what is the Arunachalam is saying? In deemed prospectus, if the underwriter could not raise the money within 6 months, then what would happen? Then the whole deemed prospectus will be treated as null and void. The complete deemed prospectus will be cancelled. Because as an underwriter, you only have 6 months to raise the capital on the behalf of the company. Did you understand, Arunachalam?
Okay, sir.
Yes, yeah. Because you need 6 months to build up a company's image in the market, advertise and publicity, marketing. So 6 months is more than enough. To make sure that the moment company allotted the shares to you, you have to make sure that those shares should reach in the hands of public within how many months, everyone? 6 months. Is it clear to all of you? So with this, our second prospectus is also over. What is the second prospectus? Abridged. So what are the two prospectus we have done so far? We are done with the deemed prospectus and also we are done with the which prospectus, Amma? Abridged prospectus. Now the next prospectus which we have to understand is known as very important short note which comes in your examination. That is called which one? Shelf prospectus. What is the name? Shelf prospectus. Acha, can anybody tell me why it is named as shelf prospectus? What is the name? Why it is named as shelf prospectus? It is named as shelf prospectus because it has shelf life of 1 year. Can anybody tell me what do you mean by shelf life? Acha, tell me one thing. When we buy any medicine or when we buy any milk packet, do we see it on the milk packet? It is written that used by the date, used by the 2 days before the manufacture expiry. Otherwise, the things will get expired. Yes or no? Whenever we buy any, yeah. So this prospectus is also have a shelf life. That is called shelf life of the milk. 2 days. That packet will be good for the 2 days. After 2 days, the milk will not be suitable to consume. Same way, we have the shelf life of the, what do you say, prospectus. So it has a shelf life of how many year, everyone? 1 year. It has a shelf life of 1 year. Now the question is, so what is the problem actually? Now listen to this point very carefully. Suppose I'm an ABC Limited company and ABC Limited company has an authorized capital of say for example 500 crores. Now in the month of January 22, this company raised 100 crores of capital, right? So prospectus will be issued, IPO will take place. Now in the month of June 2022, this company again raised 300 crores more. So total कितना हो गया? 400 crores. Now again in the month of September 22, this company raised another 100 crores. Now tell me, in a single year, How many times this company raised the share capital? 3 times, right or not? Whether can I say that all the 3 times company has to issue the prospectus, company has to arrange the experts, company has to go to the ROC, every time company has to get a validity of 90 days. So many formalities and complexities are there. Do you all agree with that? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So companies had brought one concept. What is the concept? Now those companies, listen to the point number 1 very carefully. Those companies which are prescribed by SEBI, which are what? Prescribed by SEBI means what? Every company cannot issue the shell prospectus. Only those companies can issue the shell prospectus which are guaranteed or which are prescribed by whom? Security Exchange Board of India. Let's say, for example, Reliance applied to the SEBI, कि sir, I want to issue the shell prospectus. And Tata also applied to the SEBI, कि sir, I want to issue the shell prospectus. Now, SEBI rejected the Reliance application and accepted the application of Tata. Now, tell me, can Tata go for shell prospectus? Yes,
Yes, sir.
but Reliance can or Reliance can't? Reliance can't. So which companies, everyone, please tell me, which companies can go for shell prospectus? Only those companies which are subscribed or prescribed by the SEBI can issue shelf prospectus. Can issue which prospectus? Shell prospectus. So point number 1, I hope all of you understood. So shell prospectus is a prospectus which can only be issued by those companies which are allowed by whom? SEBI. So those companies which are not allowed by the SEBI, shell prospectus allowed or not allowed? Not allowed at all by the company. Point number 2. Point number 2. Next point what we have understood. Next point is shell prospectus. Tell me everyone, shell prospectus has a validity of how many years? Has a validity of, yes, has a validity of 1 year, within which it has a validity of 1 year, within which company can go for multiple number of public offers. Am I correct, everyone? Now, do you have to go to the ROC again and again, or only one time is enough? Only one time is enough. You submit one shell prospectus with the ROC, and you can, within that 365 days of 1 year, you can go with the multiple number of public offers. 10 times, 20 times, 40 times, 50 times you go for. Any problem or no problem? No problem. You don't have to do those formalities and complexities again and again. I hope all of you understood the concept number 2 as well. Yes, point number 2 also went inside your head. Point number 3. It also contain. Now tell me, do you remember I told you the same 2 points in the deemed prospectus? It also contain contents as per section number? Tell me.
26.
26. And it also have the liabilities of what? Misstated prospectus. If the prospectus is later on found to be untrue, unfaithful, or fraud prospectus, all those liabilities which are applicable to normal prospectus will also be applicable to shell prospectus. Liabilities of misstated prospectus. So just because your name is shell prospectus doesn't mean that you can escape from these two things. So you also have a contents as per section number 26 and liabilities as per what? As per liabilities
26.
of misstated prospectus as per section number 34 and 35, right? 34 and 35 talks about the liabilities of the company. Up to this point, everyone crystal clear? Yes. Now point number 4. So in total, we can say that traditional approach of so many formalities and complexities have been increased or have been reduced? Tell me. So in total, we can say that the traditional approach of so many formalities and complexities have been reduced with the help of which prospectus? Shell prospectus, right or not? Point number 5. Now, company shall file PAS2. What is the form number, everyone? What is the form number for the shell prospectus? PAS2. Sir, what is the meaning of PAS2? Prospectus and allotment of securities. This is what the full form of the form. Company shall file PAS2 with ROC. Company shall file PAS2 with ROC every time 1 month before the new issue of securities. Can anybody tell me what does that mean? Now tell me one thing, everyone. Let me give you one example. In the Jan month, I raised 100 crores. In the March month, I raised another 200 crores. In the, June month, I raised another 200 crores. In the August month, I again raised 100 crores. And in the month of September, I again raised 200 crores more. Now tell me one thing, what is my total capital? 100, 200, 200, 200, total 800 crores. Am I correct or not? Now tell me everyone, is my financial statements are going to change whenever I'm raising the share capital again and again? Tell me one thing. In my financial statement, what was my first share capital? 100 crores. When I raised 200 crores more in the March month, now tell me what is my financial statement showing? 300 crores. In the month of June, how much it is showing, everyone? 500 crores. In the month of August, it is showing how much? 600 crores. In the month of September, it is showing how much? 800 crores. Now tell me, every time whenever I'm going for the public issue, is my balance sheet changing? Think logically and give me the answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, balance sheet is changing. Very nice. Now, how the ROC will come to know? That is the reason point number 5 we have to attach here. 1 month before the next issue. 1 month before the next issue. Now tell me, what was my first issue, everyone? Jan. But what was my second issue?
Jan.
March. Second issue was in month of March. So 1 month before the second issue means what? Approximately in the month of what? February. I have to issue the PAS2 with whom? Umal? PAS2 with whom? ROC. So I am informing the ROC in the month of February. In the month of March, I am going to issue a new share capital. Now in the month of June, I have raised another 200 crores. It means approximately 1 month before means what? May. I have to again file the PAS2 with whom? ROC. Okay, I am going to raise another 200 crores. In the month of September, again I raised 200 crores. 1 month before August, May, I have to inform to the ROC that I am going to issue the new share capital. So now question arises, what is this PAS2? PAS2 is known as information memorandum. What is the name of the document? Information memorandum. So every time 1 month before the next issue, information memorandum 1 month before the next issue, you have to file with whom? ROC. In case of which prospectus? Shell prospectus. Did you all understand? Did you all understand this question number 5, everyone? Point number 5, all of you understood? Yes or no? Yes. So this is what brings an end to your another prospectus called which prospectus, everyone? Shell prospectus. So what do you mean by shell prospectus? On which companies the shell prospectus is applicable, everyone? Every company can issue the shell prospectus, or only those companies which are allowed by SEBI? Only those companies which are allowed by SEBI. What is a shell prospectus? A shell prospectus is a prospectus which has a validity of 1 year, within which you can go for n number of issues. How many number of issues? n number of issues you can go for. Are you getting the point? But it has a validity of only and only everyone 1 year. So once the 1 year will be over, so you have to issue the another shelf prospectus if you want to go. It also contains the same contents as per section number 26 and liabilities of the misstatement, right? So in total, the original traditional approach of filing the prospectus has been reduced to very easy. And whenever you are going for the new you are going for the new issue, 1 month prior to that, you have to file form number PAS2 with whom? ROC, giving the details of the new issue, right or not? So PAS2 contains what? 6 point लिख देते हैं. PAS2 contains what? Details of next issue, new charges created, details of new charges created, and change in financial position. Now tell me one thing, is it easy to go with the shell prospectus? Because we don't have to go to the ROC again and again with the big prospectus again. Just one simple document you have to file. And what is the name of the document, everyone? Information memorandum. This is what the name of PAS2, information memorandum. So 3 details we'll file with the ROC. What are the details of the next issue? What are the new charges created? And what is going to be the change in the financial position? I hope all of you understood about the shell prospectus. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, but there is one more important point you have to understand. Very important point. Listen to this. If there is any change in public offer, suppose you filed something with the ROC, but immediately after 5-10 days, some change has come in your mind. So you want to change that public offer. So if there is any change in the public offer, that shall be intimated. If any change is there, that shall be intimated to every applicant. That shall be intimated to every applicant. They shall be allowed to withdraw their money. The company has to allow the applicant that if they want, they can withdraw their money back from the company. They shall be allowed to withdraw application. Or if they will withdraw the application, do we have to refund their money or not? Tell me, everyone. If they will withdraw their application, do we have to refund their money? Yes. Refund their money. How many days? Within 15 days. Within how many days? Within 15 days, refund their money. And if 15 days are over, but the money is not refunded yet, then interest penalty at the rate of 15% per annum. How much penalty company has to pay to them? 15% per annum. So say for example, Aarti, you have paid 1 lakh rupees. So within 15 days, the company has to repay your 1 lakh rupees back. But suppose, Aarti, if the company does not repay your 1 lakh rupees from the 16th day, what the company's liability is. So do they only refund you the 1 lakh rupees or plus interest at the rate of 15%?
Plus interest.
Yes. So till the time they will delay. Suppose they have taken, Aarti, suppose they have taken 6 months extra. So they have to pay you the 6 months interest. Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir.
So they have to pay your 1 lakh plus 6 months interest at the rate of how much? 15% per annum. Is it clear to all of you? Yes or no? Yes. So this is what do you mean by which prospectus, everyone? Shell prospectus. I hope all these 3 prospectuses went inside your head. So what is the purpose of deemed prospectus? What is the purpose of abridged prospectus? What is the purpose of shell prospectus? And now the last and the most important prospectus which you have to learn is known as which one, everyone? Red herring prospectus. Clear? So next prospectus which we have to start is known as which one, everyone? Red herring prospectus. What is the name of the prospectus? Red herring prospectus. Now, now what is the meaning of red herring prospectus, everyone? Try to understand this point very, very carefully. In the red herring prospectus, basically what happens? Now see, suppose there is one company called XYZ Limited, right? Now, this XYZ Limited wants to raise rupees 10,000 crores from public. Now, this company knows that how much money I need from the public? 10,000 crores. Everyone listen to this point very carefully. Very important point, and you have to understand that this is very, very important concept. Like a shell prospectus, it may also have a chance to come in the examination. So, suppose there is a company, XYZ Limited, it knows that I want to raise 10,000 crores from the public. How much crores from the public? 10,000 crores from the public. Now, when it is raising 10,000 crores from the public, but it does not know at what price the public would like to buy my shares. So, which information is missing with the company? At what price I will be able to sell my shares. And it also does not know what are the number of shares I have to sell. Are you getting the point? So neither it knows at what price it will be sold, nor it will be number of shares. Now tell me one thing, is it a complete information or is it a incomplete information? Tell me everyone, is it a complete information or incomplete, Umyal?
Incomplete.
Incomplete information. With this incomplete information, if I'll issue the prospectus, people will buy my shares or will not buy my shares? Will not buy my shares because they don't know the price at which I'm selling and they don't know the number of shares also which I'm selling. So what company will do? In this case, company will issue red herring prospectus. Which prospectus the company will issue? Red herring prospectus, in which amount to be raised, say for example, again 10,000 crores will be written, but this is the actual figure or estimated figure? Actual figure. Company knows that I want 10,000 crores, but they don't know what price and the number of shares. So second price band. Company will issue what? Price band. What is a price band? It will range from 800 to 1000. It will range from, say for example, 900 to 1,000 rupees. What is the range of price they have given? 900 to 1,000 rupees. So it means they are already informing to the public कि actual price we don't know. Like just now. Now listen to this. Let me show you the actual thing also. Now can you please tell me okay. Now all of you are able to see what I'm showing you right now? All of you are able to see what I'm showing you right now? Okay, Ummel, please tell me what is written as a price band. What is written?
902 to 949 per equity.
So is it a fixed price or they have given a band?
It's not a fixed price.
Yes, it's a band. Are you getting the point? It is called band. What do you mean by that? Price band. Now, what is the lowest price at which they would like to sell? 902. And what is the highest price they would like to sell?
949.
So it means as if now it is decided or not yet decided. Not yet. So it can be 902 rupees also. It can be 930 also. It can be 935, 34, 37, 949. So this is called as price band, everyone. This is called which band, everyone? Price band, everyone. Did you get the point? So this is a red herring prospectus of a what? Reliance Industries Limited. Are you able to see this, the word RHP written over there? Yes, everyone. So tell me, everyone, what do you mean by RHP? It is a which prospectus of LIC? It is a red herring prospectus of LIC. So you can see that there are number of shares given. These many shares they want to sell, but they are not aware about their price. So 902 to 949 they want to issue. This is what do you mean by which prospectus? Red herring prospectus. So tell me, what is the price band I am saying as per our example? So I am saying that I want to raise 10,000 crore rupees, but this is my price band 900 to 1,000, And third में मैंने बोल दिया number of shares will be 1 crore shares. Number of shares will be 1 crore shares. So I want to issue the 1 crore shares. Price band between 900 to 1000. So tell me everyone, this information is the complete information or estimated information?
Estimated.
Estimated information. So people will buy the shares on the basis of this. People will buy the shares on the basis of this. That prospectus is known as which prospectus? Red herring prospectus. Now, how to convert this estimated price into an actual price, Umel? We will follow one process that is called book building process. What is the process we will follow?
Book
Book
building
building
process.
process. What do you mean by book building process? Book building process is a process by which we will be little bit later on will be certain at what price people would like to buy my shares. Now, what do you mean? That is what do you mean by book building process? So I can't tell you the total book building process, sir. What is the actual meaning of book building process? That I can't tell you because that is your CA final ka topic. That is not a topic which you should know do now. It is your CA final ka topic. So in the CA final you will come to know what do you mean by book building process. Are you getting the point? So this is what do you understand by which one, everyone? Red herring prospectus. So red herring prospectus is a prospectus with the price to be offered and the amount to be raised. Sorry, amount to be raised is actual. Price to be offered and number of shares, actual number of shares and price. They are actual figures or estimated figures?
Estimated.
Now, once the book building process will be followed, we will be able to calculate a which price?
Actual.
Actual price and actual
Number of shares.
number of shares. Are you getting the point? We'll be able to get actual price and actual number of shares. After that, we will again file one final prospectus with whom? ROC and with whom? SEBI. Did you all understand the concept of red herring prospectus, everyone? Yes or no? So what we started with, ki I know how much money I want to raise, but I don't know the price at which I want to raise. I don't know the number of shares also at which I would like to raise. So I will follow one process. What is the name of the process? Name of the process is known as book building process. So in the book building process, what I will be able to find out? Actual price and actual number of shares. After that, I have to file a which prospectus with ROC? Final prospectus with whom? ROC. This is what do you mean by red herring prospectus, right? Now, listen to this. Suppose my actual price came out to be 1100 rupees. How much is actual price came, everyone? 1100 rupees. Now tell me one thing. What is the estimated price I already offered to the public in my red herring prospectus? 900 to 1000. What is my actual price came with the book building process? 1100. Now tell me, is there any variation in the price? Yes. Now I will again, now tell me one thing. Do you remember the same thing I told you in the prospectus, everyone? Shell prospectus mein, ki if there is any variation, do we have to intimate the variation to whom? Intimate the variation in price to whom? To the
All applicants.
to the applicants. Are you getting the point? We'll intimate the variation in price to whom? All the applicants, and we will give the opportunity to the applicants to withdraw their applications. They can withdraw their applications, and if they withdraw, because see, I was thinking that 900 to 1000 rupees per share will be there, but now company has suddenly asking me 200 rupees extra because the actual price is 1100 rupees per share. Now tell me, do you think that all shareholders will be willing to pay, or some will pay, some will not?
Some will not.
So we have to give the opportunity to the applicants to withdraw their application, and if they withdraw, if they opt for withdrawal, then we have to refund their money. I already told you, refund their money within. Everyone, please tell me, Shell prospectus mein I already told you, we have to start refunding their money within how many days?
15 days.
Within 15 days. And after 15 days, what will happen if not refunded?
Interest 15% per annum.
Yes, very nice. So if not refunded, interest at the rate of 15% per annum we have to pay for delay. I hope all of you understood the concept of which prospectus? Red herring prospectus. Did you all understand this? Yes or no? So what are the 4 types of prospectus we have done today, everyone? Tell me quickly, what are the 4 types of prospectus we have done? We are done with shell prospectus. We are done with deemed prospectus. We are done with abridged prospectus. And at the same point of time, we are done with what? Red herring prospectus. I hope all of you are crystal clear about the prospectus. Is it clear to all of you? Yes or no? Please write in the comment box, CC, if you all understood everything about the prospectus. Quickly,
Yes,
so that we can move ahead. Yes, Nanda is saying yes. Okay, everyone. Nice. Okay. Now, what is the next topic we have to start today in the prospectus? So you can see that prospectus related, how many topics we have done. We have done so many topics relating to prospectus. Now, these topics which we are going to do now, these are the last few topics relating to prospectus. Once the prospectus topic will be over, we'll jump to allotment. Once the allotment or topic will be over, we'll jump to share capital topic. Did you get the point? Like that, we will proceed section by section. We are moving to, and right now we are almost on 33 sections. We are almost on 33rd section. So this is section number 33 up to section number 33. Oh, sorry, 32. We are already done with 32 to 33 sections. We are already done with. Now, the next topic which we are going to start, the name of the topic is known as, what is the name of the topic? It is known as misstatement of prospectus. What is the name of the topic? Misstatement of prospectus. So I will ask you some few questions to all of you, everyone. Please try to give me the positive reply. Please try to give me the genuine reply. Ajay, tell me one thing. You all know everything about LIC. Am I correct? You all know everything about LIC? Please give me the answer. Do you all know everything about LIC? No. None of you know everything about the LIC. You know just minute information about the LIC. LIC is coming with an IPO. LIC stands for Life Insurance Corporation. LIC sells the life insurance policy. I think this is the information you all know. But does anybody know that LIC का main line of business activity is what? LIC का main line of business activity is financing. LIC is India's biggest NBFC, non-banking financial company, non-banking finance company. I hope some of you were not aware of that. It funds the India's largest infrastructure projects. That much of money LIC is having. Life insurance policy is just a 20 to 30% business of the LIC. The major business of the LIC is funding, financing. That is a major business of what? LIC. Are you all understanding what I'm saying? Yes. Now, question is, this is a public. Everyone, please understand. This is a public, and this is LIC. This is a public, and this is LIC. Now, like you are not aware about everything about the LIC, whether this public is aware about everything, do they know everything about LIC? Tell me, everyone.
No, sir.
No. So when they don't know everything about LIC, everyone, please tell me, don't you think that LIC is raising 22,000 crore rupees from the public? How much money? 22,000 crore rupees LIC is raising from the public. And on the basis of which LIC will issue one what? Prospectus. Just now I have shown you, LIC has issued the prospectus, this prospectus to whom? Public. So you can see that this is the money which the LIC is raising. I hope all of you are able to see 21,030 crores. Now I'm too unable to pronounce it also. This and this. You can see that 21,030 crore rupees LIC is raising right now. This is the amount which the LIC is raising right now from the public. That is the reason you can see that how many number of pages are there in this document, everyone? 643 pages. It means LIC want कि everyone should know everything about me. LIC wants that कि everyone should know everything about me, and LIC is able to tell everything in these all 643 pages. Are you getting the point? But my question to you is very simple. Generally, people read this document or they do not read this document?
Do not.
Do not. That's the reason I told you there is a concept of which prospectus, everyone? Abridged
Sure.
prospectus. Which one? Abridged prospectus. So can I say that abridged prospectus is a copy paste document of the actual prospectus in a summarized way?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so that people can take the well informed decisions or not? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So basically, prospectus is a document which bridges the gap. Can I say that? It bridges the gap between company and public. Do you all agree with me? Yes or no? It bridges a gap between the public and company. So therefore, what is the responsibility of the company? What is company's responsibility? Company's responsibility is to give untruthful information or truthful information? Truthful information, because people are going to believe you. So you have to give the truthful information. You have to give faithful information. You have to give the true information. You have to give the genuine information. Can I say that? Yes or no? So you have to give the truthful, faithful, true, and genuine information. Who has to give that? Company has to give that. Via what? Via prospectors. Are you understanding? I'm trying to build up the case right now. Now, just imagine, prospectus contains, just imagine, prospectus contains fraud or wrong or false information. Fraud, wrong or false information. Now tell me, are you cheating the public or not via prospectus? Tell me, are you cheating the public or not via prospectus? If your prospectus contains any fraud information, wrong information or false information, are you giving a wrong information to the public and raising the 22,000 crore rupees from the public? Yes or no? Now, when you give this wrong information, false information or cheated information in the prospectus, it is known as misstated prospectus. What do we call it as, everyone? It is known as which prospectus, Amma? It is known as misstated prospectus. What do you mean by misstated prospectus? A genuine document or a fraudulent document? Tell me, what do you mean by misstatement, Ummel? A genuine document or a fraudulent? Fraudulent document. Now remember one thing. Can I say that people only believe what is written in your prospectus? So therefore, it is a company's responsibility to give the genuine information in prospectus. Yes. True information in the prospectus. Every information should be truthful and faithful, because I don't know anything about the LIC. I will only and only rely upon this document, and then I am going to make a decision कि my lifetime savings, I'm going to just try to imagine a normal human being, a middle class income person, by reading the prospectus is putting his lifetime savings in the LIC ka IPO. Don't you think that you are doing a fraud with that person if you're giving the ingenuine and wrongful information in the prospectus? Yes? Yes. So that is what do you mean by misstated prospectus, and Companies Act is very serious when it comes to misstatement of prospectus. Did you all understand about the misstatement of prospectus? Yes or no? Yes? Everyone, please let me know. Yes. Now, what do you mean by misstatement prospectus? Now, let us understand what is the meaning of misstatement prospectus. Now, listen to this point, everyone. When there is wrong disclosure of information, or when there is non-disclosure of information, or when there is a half disclosure of information. When there is a wrong disclosure of the information, everyone, when there is a wrong disclosure of the information, when there is a non-disclosure of the information, or when there is a half disclosure of the information. Now tell me, are you able to smell the negativity in these three sentences or not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. There was some information which you wrote in the prospectus, but later on we came to know that it is a wrong disclosure. There was one information you should give in the prospectus, but did you include that information or you did not include? You did not include. So it means that is a non-disclosure of the information. There is some information you given in the prospectus, but you did not give the complete information. You gave a which information? Half information. So when there is a wrong disclosure of the information, there is a non-disclosure of the information, or there is a half disclosure of the information in prospectus. In what? In prospectus, then in that case it is known as misstated prospectus. It is declared as which prospectus, everyone? Misstated prospectus. Did you get the point? So when you're trying to cheat the public by giving a wrong information, by not disclosing the information, by giving a half disclosure of the information in the prospectus, this is known as misstated prospectus. Everyone will write CC if you all understood the meaning of misstated prospectus, everyone. Yes or no? Crystal clear to all of you? Yes. So this is what do you mean by the definition of misstated prospectus. Now, question is, ki sir, who can prove in the court of law that prospectus is misstated? Who will prove that in the court of law that the prospectus is misstated, or who can sue the company for misstated prospectus? Now, this is also very interesting point. Who can prove in the court of law that the prospectus is misstated, or who can sue the company for the misstated prospectus? Now, listen to this point very, very carefully. I will ask you some few questions, everyone. Suppose LIC issued the prospectus. Rohit sir bought 2000 shares at 950 rupees. मैंने 2000 shares खरीदे. I bought the 2000 shares at 950 rupees. Now tell me, I bought this 2000 shares by after reading the prospectus or not? Yes, I thought that company is this, company is that. Whatever they wrote in the prospectus, I believed it to be true, and I bought 2000 shares at 950 rupees. Yes. Tuesday. What is the date Tuesday, everyone? 17, if I'm not wrong. 17 May 2022, listing happened. What happened? Listing happened. And immediately, the stock market mein, this price went up to 1200 rupees per share. When the listing happened of this share, where the share price went up to, everyone? 1200 rupees per share. Now tell me, what the Rohit sir did? Rohit sir immediately sold. I immediately sold the shares. Can you please tell me how much profit I made?
250.
250 rupees per share. So can I say that 2000 shares into 250, I almost made 5 lakh rupees in one day? Yes or no? Yes. Now, when I sold these shares were bought by Raja sir. Raja sir bought these shares. Now, tell me, for Raja sir, what is the cost?
5 lakh.
1200 rupees per share. Is it the cost for Raja sir, everyone? So I sold my 2000 shares to the Raja sir. So for the Raja sir, the cost is 1200 rupees per share. Now what happened after 1 week? What happened? Newspaper, television, internet, everywhere the news started coming. What is the news? Ki LIC prospectus was a fraud document. Was a which document? Fraud document. Now my question is, can Raja sir sue the LIC in court of law? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Answer is no. Raja sir is right now the present shareholder of the LIC. So you all might be wondering, sir, we were to expecting you will say yes, but answer is no. Raja sir cannot sue the LIC in the court of law. Sir, why? Because Raja sir is the second allottee of the shares. Now tell me everyone, Raja sir bought the shares from the company by buying a prospectus, or he bought the shares from the open market from the Rohit sir?
Open market.
Yes, so that's the reason he does not have right to sue the company. Did you all understand the point? So it means, what did you learn from this whole example, everyone? Who can sue the company in case there is a fraud prospectus? The first allottee who bought the shares via prospectus, or the second allottee who bought it from the open market? First allotted. Can Rohit sir now sue the LIC company, everyone? Question number 1. Raja sir ke point mein I told you the answer. Question number 2. Can Rohit sir sue the LIC?
Yes, sir.
Everyone, please give me the answer.
No, sir.
Answer is again no. Because Rohit sir is not holding any shares right now. Tell me, Ummal, shares are in the hands of whom?
Raja, sir.
So he can't sue because he was a second allottee. Am I still the shareholder of the LIC?
Yes, sir.
No. I am talking about myself. Am I still the shareholder of LIC? No,
No, sir.
because I already sold the shares to whom? Raja sir. So neither Raja sir can sue the LIC, nor I can sue the LIC. But will your answer change, everyone? If Rohit sir still holds 1,000 shares out of 2,000 shares? I sold only 1,000 shares to Raja sir. I still have 1,000 shares in my Demat account. Can I sue or I can't sue, everyone? Yes.
Can do.
Yes, I can sue because here Rohit sir is a which allottee? First allottee of the shares. Now I can sue LIC in the court of law. कि my case against the LIC is कि in the prospectus LIC has given the which information? Fraudulent information. Everyone will write CC. If you all understood this concept, sir, remember one thing, until and unless you don't do the deep diving in the concepts, you will not be able to realize what we are doing. I hope you all are enjoying the prospectus chapter practically. Yes, everyone. Please
Yes,
write
sir.
it. Please write in the comment box how many of you understood the concept.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Waiting for your reply. Very nice. Very nice. So all of you understood the concept. So it means what we now did we get the answer of this question? Who can prove in the court of law that the prospectus is misstated, or who can sue the company for misstated prospectus? So what is our answer, everyone?
First allottee can see.
Only and only first allottee. Only the first allottee has a right to sue in the court of law. To make you understand this concept, I had to create this story so that you can all understand this. Now, question is, what the first allottee has to prove in court of law. Now listen to this point very carefully, very, very carefully. Do you know all how to make a tea? Sir, what is this? Law के paper में और law की clause में you are asking us how to make a tea. It is not India's master chef going on. How you can ask this? Acha, but just a simple answer. Ummel, please tell me, do you know how to make a tea? Quickly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me, Ummel, what do you need to make a tea? Do you need a milk?
Milk, sugar,
Sugar. I'm a diabetic patient then. No sugar. Next one.
coffee
Tea.
powder.
Tea, coffee powder, or tea powder or coffee powder. Or do you need a gas, Umil? I think without gas you can't make it.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And do you need a utensil also? Obviously, you will not make the tea in your hand. Utensil is required. So whatever
Yes.
I'm saying are the important ingredients for making a tea or not.
Yes, sir.
Without gas, can you make? No.
No.
Without utensil, can you make? No.
No.
Without milk, you can make?
No.
Yes, black tea. But without milk and water, you can make? No. Without milk powder, you can make? No. Without tea powder, you can make? No. So everything is equally very important while making a tea. Same thing, when the allottee is going to the court of law, he has to prove four things in the court of law, everyone. How many things he has to prove in the court of law? Four
Four.
things. And if any of the thing is missing while proving that prospectus is misstated, then the judge will not file any case against the company. So it means as a first allottee, you have a shoulder responsibility to prove four things in the court of law. What is the point number one? The information. What is the point number one? The information given in prospectus was misrepresentation, false, or fraud. What you have to prove in the court of law? Okay, whatever the information I believed in the prospectus was misrepresented, was false, and fraud. Point number one. Point number two. Such misstated information. Second point is such misstated means such that fraud information, such misstated information or such fraud information was material in nature. Was what in nature, everyone? Material in nature. Can anybody tell me what do you mean by material in nature? Was it a immaterial? Was it a irrelevant information or very relevant information? Tell me, what do you mean by material in nature? Was it a irrelevant information or very relevant? Relevant. So we are proving the two things in the court of law. Okay, sir, first of all, there was a fraud information. Point number one. Second thing, what you are proving in the court of law, such information which was fraudulently given in the prospectus was material in nature. What do you mean by material in nature, everyone? Significant or insignificant? Significant. Important or non-important? Important. Material or immaterial? Material. So two things are proved in the court of law. What is the third thing you have to prove in the court of law? I acted or believed such information. Who is proving that in the court of law? The first allottee. I acted and believed such what? Information. मैंने उसके ऊपर भरोसा किया. I acted that information. And due to which I suffered what? Due to which I suffered what? Loss or damage. Now tell me one thing. When this news came in the market, whether the share price will go up or share price will go down.
Down.
So from 1200 the share price went down to 2 rupees. Now tell me, did you lose all your invested money?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So did you believe that information and suffered what?
Loss.
Loss or damage. If you are able to prove these four things in the court of law, then only you can file the case against the company. Did you all understand what I'm saying? Yes or no? Yes. So tell me, Umal, what are the four things we are proving in the court of law? There was an information which was misrepresented and false and fraud. Such misrepresented information was what in nature? Material in nature. I acted and believed on that, and due to which I bought the securities and suffered what? Loss.
Loss.
Acha, tell me, Umel, you are a judge in the company. You are the judge of the court. If I'll say that, Umel, there is a misstatement in the prospectus. That misstatement was material in nature. Sir, I did not believe that information and I did not buy the securities. I did not suffer a loss. So as a judge, what you will say? Turn around, go. Am I correct? So why did you come here to the court to file the case? So you can file the case if you have suffered a loss, you acted on that information, you can prove that it was a material misrepresentation and misrepresentation. Did you all understand the four ingredients which you have to prove in the court of law? Yes or no? Everyone write CC if you all understood this point? Yes? Now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now once it is proved in court of law. Once it is proved in the court of law that prospectus was materially misstated. Prospectus was materially misstated. Then what will happen? Then court may pass two kinds of penalties. How many types of penalties on the company? Two types of penalties. One is known as criminal penalty, criminal punishment. And what is the second punishment, everyone? Civil punishment. Do you remember that in the shell prospectus and all the prospectuses deemed may I wrote you that contents must be as per section number 26 and misstatement liabilities? Yes or no? This is the point I was talking about. Now see, question arises, what do you mean by criminal liability and what do you mean by civil penalty? It is called section number 34 and this is called section number 35, right? So we are going to understand now section number 34 and section number 35. What is section number 34? Criminal punishment. When the criminal punishment is imposed, if it is proved that, now listen to this point carefully, everyone. I will ask you one question at the end. If it is proved that the prospectus was misleading, fraud, and it was knowingly issued by some persons. Now tell me one thing, those persons who issued this prospectus, they already knew that there is a fraud information or not? Directors, promoters already knew that there was a fraud information in the prospectus and they allowed to issue that. Then all the directors, promoters, those who authorized this prospectus, you know what the judge will pass the punishment? All will be penalized under section 447. All will be penalized under section which, Amma? 447. That is called criminal punishment. Do you remember 447 ka section I told you when we did the promoters chapter also? Yes, if you do any kind of fraud, always remember 447 is a section which is always going to be there. Just Google today after the class what is 447. You will automatically come to know that 447 is a very huge section. Very, very huge section. So all the people who authorized this prospectus to be issued, which was materially misstated, everyone without fail will be liable to a punishment under section 447. This is called which liability, everyone? Criminal liability. Which liability? Criminal liability. Now let us understand what is civil liability. Civil liability mein this point will remain same. This point also will remain same. It means third point which is added to be here is first is same, second is same. And allottee believed on such information and subscribed for securities, right? And tell me what is the fourth point? Just now I told you in the fourth point is and suffered what? Loss or damage, right or not? Allottee believed on such misleading information and he bought the securities and he suffered a loss or damage. Now my question is very, very simple to all of you. If I have to ask you this question, out of criminal liability and civil liability, which one you think is the broader one? What includes what? Which liability is including which liability? Is the criminal including civil or civil includes criminal? Tell me, everyone. Think logically. Now, first two points of the criminal are automatically there in the civil as well or not? Yes. So everyone tell me which one is a broader liability? Which one is a bigger liability? Civil liability is bigger than what?
Criminal.
Criminal liability. So can I do this like, can I like do like this? Civil liability is bigger than what? Criminal liability. Because civil liability stops up to this point only. But tell me one thing, criminal liability stopped up to this point or it added? Added. What are the two more points added? Allottee believed on such information, bought the securities and suffered what? Loss. Now in that case, what is the penalty? Listen to this. Penalty is allotment. What is a penalty? Very simple penalty. Allotment is allowed or null and void? Null and void. Point number one. Point number two. Unlimited compensation to all affected parties. How much compensation, Amma? How much? Any limit is given or unlimitedly? Unlimited. How much you want? You just tell it to the court of law. If the judge believes that your compensation is genuine, then even if 1,000 crore rupees of fine also the company has to pay you. This is what has happened in one case called Johnson and Johnson company. Now listen to this case. You all know that Johnson and Johnson is a baby product company. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, one mother bought the baby oil from the Johnson and Johnson company. When she applied that baby oil on the baby's skin, it was 3 months old baby only. So baby skin got red, got some allergy. Now tell me one thing, any mother would like to see her son or daughter in that position? No.
No, sir.
See, this mother directly went to the court. This mother directly, Omel, please mute. This mother directly went to the court, and when she went to the court, she filed the case against the Johnson and Johnson company saying that, sir, what if I could have lost my son or daughter due to this baby product? Think if your son, she said that to the judge, think if your son or your daughter is using this product and they will die or they will get the skin cancer because of that, how you will feel. You know what the judge passed the compensation? 890 crore rupees of compensation to be paid by Johnson and Johnson company to that lady. Now tell me one thing, was that bottle worth rupees 890 crores? Or that bottle was worth rupees 80 only? Bottle was worth rupees 80 only. But how much mother got the compensation?
890.
890 crores. You can't even imagine that much of huge amount the Johnson and Johnson company ended up paying to that customer. So compensation is never with any kind of limit. Compensation is always limited, limitless. Limitless. That is why, what is the word I used? Limited compensation or unlimited compensation? Unlimited compensation. To all the which parties? To all the affected parties. Now my question is, which one is looking more dangerous penalty on the company?
Civil.
Yes. So that's why civil penalty is more dangerous than criminal penalty. Is it clear to all of you? Yes or no? Did you all understand the civil penalty and criminal penalty wala point? Yes, crystal clear. Please write in the comment box. Crystal clear, right? So we'll do one thing. We'll wind up today because being a Sunday, little bit lazy I'm getting. Right? So we'll wind up little bit early. So thank you so much, everyone. Good night to all of you. And still we have two concepts in the prospectus to be done. And those two concepts we are going to do in the tomorrow session. And tomorrow, definitely, we are going to start with another chapter called allotment of securities. And once the allotment of securities will be over, then we'll move to the shares and share capital chapter, right? So up to 35 section, I hope everyone is crystal clear with the company law, what company law is giving you. I hope all of you are satisfied. Yes, everyone? Sir, please show me the shelf prospectus 7th point. So you want to see the 7th point in the shelf prospectus.